Hello everyone. Here's Paula back again to do the next part of the Traveler's Notebook. And actually, I just picked up my mess and sat back down. I want to work on it some more. I'm on a roll, as they say. And this time, I wonder if you can guess what color we're going to use. Haha. Red. There, this is what we did in the last video. And this. So now, let's find a place to do the red. Now listen. Please don't fuss at me, but we're going to do another bag. And actually, we're going to do several bags during this process. So, I can then call it the bag book. Where is my bag traveler's notebook? I'm just joking around. Listen, I don't know. Everything I'm thinking of to do, which is not super different from the last time, probably. I feel like, you know, it's fun to do it this way. Okay, so I like to do bags because that's how I like to do my journaling, okay? Now, I'm going to, I really need to stitch, but I didn't plan on doing it in this video. But you know what? We're going to. So, this is all unexpected. Let me put you guys over here where you can see. Let me make sure you can see. Yeah. Okay. So I figure we'll do a zigzag and go from there. Okay. So I want this, I want this bag to, I guess I should put it where so you can see, right? I want this bag to fit the page. Now, unlike the others, it doesn't. And so I'm going to fold it up. Oh, pitiful. That was pitiful. Mostly because I wasn't looking to see what I was doing, was I? Let's try this side. It would help to fold straight, Paula. What happens when you go do things sideways? Okay, so now I have officially misplaced my working tweezers and my corner rounder. And yes, I'm not super happy about that because I don't know what I could have done. I kind of went through my trash. Gross. And, okay, so this is not going to be easy to get this one. I think the bag is, it couldn't possibly be me. I think it's the bag. And we want to make sure that whatever tag we're going to use fits in here before we make a final decision. Where is the paper that I cut out? I went ahead and cut out, is this not cute as I'll get out? Just some scrap. Okay. Now, yeah, that's the size. Now, I want to stitch around that, and it's going to be plenty big. We're even going to have room on the sides. And that I wanted to do it thinner than, you know, normal ones. So, let me see if there's anything else I want us to stitch. I don't think so. We'll see. Okay, let's do that first. And I'm going to do, I like the top like this. I'm just going to start up at the side and work myself down. We'll do it straight down. Straight down and around. I hope you guys are having a great day. Let me know what you've been doing to keep yourself busy. Okay. Then I'm going to go across the bottom, trying to go as low as I can. That way it has plenty of room for my tag. If it doesn't, we'll trim the tag. It's the best thing to do. All right. So I'm going to cut these a little long, and when I have a chance, I'll tie them off because I didn't use my my backup. Back stitch. Okay. Now we are inking. I'm not going crazy with the ink, but I'm just kind of hitting everything so it, you know, looks better. Now, this is going to be a thin bag. And where is the, oh, I also want these little pieces. And these came in the kit. Aren't they cute? And let's see. This came in another kit that I have made by Button Farm. Now, this will need to be, we will need to put paper on the back for journaling. Now, first of all, I can't find my corner rounder, so I'm going to use a different one. Let's see what it looks like. If it doesn't look good, we'll just, yeah, it's all right. If it doesn't look good, we'll just use a, can you see what it has on it? Can you tell? I don't like it. So, we're just going to cut it like a regular tag, okay? And I'm going to move the camera back in just a second. I'm trying to decide if I want to, stitch anything else while I've got the machine here. I was thinking, I'm not sure if I'm adding that mushroom this time. I mean, we don't have to have mushroom every time, right? Now, yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to put this punch up because, quite frankly, I don't like it. Okay, now, I'm not going to do anything to this yet. I'm just going to put it in here. Now, see, it's not going to quite fit. I'm going to trim the edges. Excuse me for a second. I don't have room to bring all the garb over here. I am having problems with my my trimmer. It is snagging and hanging up in places. That is so not straight. Let's see if I can do it without. Yep, that's good enough. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is, but it's snagging when I go. See, like it's snagged right there. Sorry. Can't spit it out today for some reason. Ever have days like that? Okay, now I'll punch a hole later. And right now we just want to make sure this little guy's going to fit in here. And my first thought was, can't get much smaller than this. I did shrink it way down. Let's see. Why is it? Let me trim it again. We may have to use a toothpick before it's over with. Let's see. I don't want to overdo it. Okay. I'm not cutting it anymore. If I cut it anymore, it's not going to be a tag. It's going to be a toothpick. Okay. Okay, let's see if this fits now. Let me turn you guys back so I don't forget. Okay. We got that. Let's see if it's going to fit this time. It's funny because it does fine until it gets down in there a little ways. Yeah, it'll be fine. Okay, now we need to do something with a little bit of black. Do we want to use this on top? I like it on there. Now you're probably thinking, what are you doing? Because I haven't really said, have I? We're going to do this. We've got some wallpaper or vintage wrapping paper. I'm not sure which one it is. Wrapping paper. We've got some vintage wrapping paper. We've got a doily. Some red flowers. We could also use some black items. Here, I could stitch around those so that they stand out better, or I could put a little bit of black behind them. I think that's what I want to do, is maybe put, no, not that. I don't like that one. Let's do a stripe. I know I have some stripe over here. We could put a little bit of, yeah, that'll work, right? Let's just glue those suckers down. And then we can cut them as we go. Now, the main thing is to get around the edges. Okay, and allow yourself plenty of space. I'm going to go this way instead of the other way. That way I can line them up. It makes life a whole lot easier, doesn't it? Okay, now where's the other one? So it may appear that I'm using a lot out of my stash this time. I am. You know, you have to go with what your brain can come up with, right? And I don't want to just slap stuff on there. So whatever comes to my head is what I usually do. So it's really not slapping stuff on there. It's just making sure we have. Now I'm cutting this, so don't expect it to, it's not going to be perfect. Is what I was about to say. It'd be crooked. I'm not. The only thing I can freehand do, and be kind of happy with it, is fussy cutting. I can do fussy cutting, you guys. But when it comes to cutting a straight line, forget it. Just not going to... I kind of like that look it has, So, I'm going to ink it a little bit. Here we go. And here we go. And it's so crooked right there. See how crooked that is? Maybe I'll straighten that up. Then it'll be crooked a different way. It's still not much better. Okay, so that's what we've got going there. And I've been known to put tags on top. I just went totally blank, you guys, what I want to call this. Tab. T-A-B. I've been known to put tabs on my tags. So this isn't unusual for me. It might seem kind of weird, but again, my kids would call me weird too. I say, Mom, you're weird. What they usually say to me is, you're so pretty. They're making fun of me when they say that. Little monsters. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put this on here. Now, I do want to make sure I get this straight, so I got to pay attention. Now, there we go. Well, it looks kind of straight, so we'll just call it that, right? And if it doesn't end up being, we'll make a shorter tag right there. Okay. Looks like we got it on there. Pretty decent. Now we're going to have that here. But now once again, I'm going to use my black pen on that. And I need to do something with that. Now, let's get our wallpaper and this on. I'm going to move all this red paper from underneath because I feel like it's making everything feel like it's red. You know how that is. Okay, and if we need more paper, we'll have it over here on the side. Okay, now, I'm trying to decide, do we want to do it in here? I'm thinking we could do this part over here. And then oh shoot, I wanted that. I really would like for that to be like that. Do you see what I'm saying? Let me think on it. Now, this is, I'm not sure if these are poppies. If I had to guess, I would say that they're poppies. Now, what I'm going to do is cut this with my trimmer so that it fits a 4.5 by 8.5, or 4.25 or 4.5. I think she does them 4.5. Okay, we'll just see. So we're going to start over here where there's, there's quite a few of them. I'm going to try to get it where I can get 2 of them in here at least, right? Okay. So now we want this to be 4.5. And if that's what the book is, we're gonna have it just right there. But I have a feeling that's too wide. It just looks like it to me. So let's try and see. Yeah, we're gonna have to cut about an inch, not an inch, about a 1/2 inch off. But I don't want to start by cutting that much. So I'll just do a little bit at a time. I think we have less problems if we do it that way, don't you? Okay, so there, that's good. Now let's do the 8.5. I have to get my husband in here with this flashlight. He's real good at finding things that I lose. Which I lose a lot of times. I'm going to turn this around so I can read it better. Okay, now we need it to be 8.5. And wow, that is going to allow us to get some good flowers in there. Isn't that cool? Okay, so what we want to do here is make sure I'm going to trim just a tiny bit more off of it. Just a tiny. Just a smidgen. Okay. Now, there we go. Now, I think you'll get it when I say I don't want to put the pocket over there. I was going to put a doily over there. I think I want to put this here on the flap. Now, mind you, yeah, just like that. And then when we flip it open over here, we can maybe have our our little doily. What I'm thinking is, instead of having it hang out, because I don't want to do that, we can bend it right here on the fold, right there. And it might stick out a tiny bit. I think the bag will make a difference with that. And then it's going to go under here a little bit. Okay. Oh, we have 2 tags here. Looky there, looky there. I'm going to move the other one. Okay. Now, let's glue this part down first. And as you know, it's never easy to get a doily down perfect. But we're going to work at it. We're going to try our best. Okay. Now, I'm just going to put a little bit on each of these little guys right here, and then go around. Whoops, almost dropped it. You wouldn't believe how many things I have dropped on pajamas. You know, yeah, I have my pajamas on. But that's because it's evening. And if you asked me in the morning, I would say, yeah, I have my pajamas on. I work in my PJs. Why not? Right? If I go anywhere, you know, I get up and clean up and shower and all that stuff. It's just that, you know, I like to be comfortable. Why dirty up clothes? You know, it wears them out and all that jazz. Okay, so here we go. Now, I've got glue attaching to me and everything else. Let's see what we end up with. You want to? I've had these red doilies forever. Whoa. We'll probably have glue everywhere too. Okay, now, let's make sure. Now, we're in the right spot. We're going to be in the right spot. We'll bend that down. Then open it back up. Bend it down. Now, let me get something to wipe my hands off, because I have more than just a tiny bit of glue on me. I have a lot of glue on me. Came over here on my arm a little bit. That's okay. That's all right. We're good. Now, so we've got this in the place it needs to be in. I'm going to wipe off this right here because it's going to look smudgy if I don't. Because it is smudgy. And over here, I don't know if you guys can see or not, this part, a lot of glue right here. So I'm going to let it dry just a few minutes. And while it's doing that, we'll work on, because if you let Fabri-Tac dry a little, just barely dry, I'm not talking about for hours, okay? If you let it dry, it'll roll off pretty easy. So over here is going to be our, where did my little pen go? Oh, worry. Where's everything? I've got so much stuff on my desk, guys. Let me move this trimmer. I know it's not on the trimmer, so it's got to be somewhere, right? Where did it go? Great. Well, there it is. Just found it. Got lucky, didn't I? Hopefully it will work next time we need it. Okay, so now where did my paper go? Here it is. Woo! Now, I'm just going to put a little bit of brown around here, not a lot. So here we go. All right, now we're going to have this right here. I'm not going to make it a pocket because it is pretty fragile, okay, because it is old. And I think instead of putting it on my paper, I'm just going to put it here on the page. I can't remember how big this is, so I may have to get a little bit of glue off of here at some point, or add some. One or the other. Okay. I always kind of start in the spine. Try to make sure that's attached good. And then you know the rest of it will, you know, follow. Usually. There's no guarantee. Okay, now let me make sure I got all this down nicely and rub it a little bit. Don't have any air pockets that way, but be careful because, yeah, we could jerk it right off of there, right? Let's see. Now, we'll work on this side, getting this little bit of glue because this is a lot and it will cause havoc later. Yeah, it's when I went to move it. Oop, I just took part of the doily off. We may end up with part of the doily gone. You never know. So if you'll just rub it gently, you see those little balls of stuff coming off is just what I call glue boogers. And I don't think I'm the only one that calls them that, because I've heard that from other people. Yeah, and that way we don't have to. The rest of it, fortunately, has no glue leaking. And I feel pretty happy that, you know, we didn't have any more than that. Look how pretty that is. I'm going to go here and kind of color this in a little bit. So it's this little torn place right here, because I don't like it on there. And now it doesn't look torn, right? It just looks perfect. Oh my goodness. What else could fall, right? Okay, now we're going to proceed with putting our, let me tie these so I can cut them. I have glue everywhere, guys. We're going to put these together, but I have to tell you, I don't like the tag I made. I think it's too much red. I think we need to have a tag probably in a black type color, but I don't have any more paper here that is black, but we can always add it next time if we decide to. But I do have another tag that we'll put in here instead. Now, I've got this almost tied, guys. Almost. Keep your fingers crossed. Got one of them. Got one more to do. Now, okay, there. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. Whew. We're going to put this right here on the fold of this paper. Now I'm gonna bring it down to the bottom corner, and I'm gonna put my finger right here because that's where all the glue is gonna go below that. Now we're gonna take it all the way over, and you can see how fast this is coming together. If I can put it together this fast, you can do it too. And because this is a sack that's going to be, you know, moved by putting stuff in and out of the bag, like your tag or whatever, you want to make sure you have plenty of glue. Okay. Alrighty. Got a little bit too much right there. Okay, now we're just gonna put it over in the corner and align it at the bottom left side, and then lay it down. Now bring it up here once you've got it pretty much where you need it, so it's on the very edge. Yeah, it's pretty close. It's not perfect, but it's pretty close. Let me go like this. Yeah. Now, that helps us to have it pretty close. I think I'm going to use this as my tag, but I want to add this to something that I can make it wider. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what I'll do. Now, I don't really like that this is showing where I stitched my thing, but we'll take care of that in a minute. Let's go ahead and do this. Now I want to add these on here. My glue is crazy. It's just coming out super slow for some reason. Just to annoy me, is what I would guess. I'm going to walk around to my scrap counter or cabinet, and I'm going to see if I can find some more of this black stripe. And that would make, I think, you know, gives it a good contrast, but it also, you know, is the, you know, different shape. Let me make sure that's straight. Let's do this one. Now on the other side, I'm thinking, what are we going to put there, right? Well, for one thing, we're going to put some flowers along the bottom. Some of the wildflowers, because I pulled some out. And we've got 3. We might only be able to use, oh, actually, we've got 4. I must have, trying to see which is the up and which is the down. This is up. Okay. Now let's see if I can get this straight. Okay. Now, let me look. Okay. So that is working for us, right? Now, over here, I'm not going to put, I'm going to use this to journal. You're probably going, oh, why are you doing that? Well, because I like the way it looks. And then you can open this up and you can journal in here also. And I like that. I like the possibility of doing that. Okay, so let me see. I was going to look and see if I had another flower. I know I do, but let's put these on first. Okay, so we have, you know, our greenery. Do we want to put it here or where? And then we have the white, the red. I usually like to do it like this, though. Let's do it like this, with the green in the background. And we've got a little black one here. We'll just put it on top. How's that? Like that. Now, we'll see if that works. I'm not going to ink these this time, because you could barely tell it last time. So we are going to put them down with Let's see. You guys, I came into my craft room. It was last night or the night before. And it was the night before. It was Saturday night. We had an earthquake. Yeah, we live in Oklahoma. So when we get a little rumble, which is like a 4.2, which is like nothing, they say, compared to what other places have, it always scares me. I walked into my craft room. I wanted to get ahead of things for today, and I hear this, kind of a, just a steady tapping, not heavy, not super loud, but I'll just put it this way: my husband didn't hear any of it. You know, the whole hearing thing. He swears he hears so perfect, but I'm going to drag him one of these days to get him some hearing aids. Anyway, so of course I holler at him, because then after it was the two of the lights, I have two empty lamps that just has this top off, and then I had, you know, the professional lights. But anyway, the little light bulb started in first, and it was like, that's what I was seeing. And then when I saw it moving, I stepped toward the door and looked to see if it was my washer, because that's what it always reminds me of. It always reminds me of what it would sound like if your washer was not balanced correctly. Anyway, it wasn't that. So I hollered at Rick, and I said, honey, we just had an earthquake. What? What do you mean? I said, we just had an earthquake. Get online. I guarantee you we had an earthquake. He got online, and sure enough, we did. So, mamas know some things, don't they? One more flower. I know these are pretty time-consuming things I'm doing, but I don't have anything else to do. And hopefully you don't either, except play in your craft room. And if you don't, you will eventually. That's what I tell my friends that are jealous that I get to sit home and do crafts all day. Listen, I've earned it. You know what I mean? We as in me has earned it. So I feel like I can brag about that a little bit. Okay, so I want to use, like I said, I want to use this guy, but he's not wide enough, so I'm going to put him on some, I got the paper right here. I'm going to put him on some craft paper, because that will make it look a little better. And I don't know how, I don't know how much to cut. Let me see how big it is. It's probably about 2 inches or 2.5. Let's just see. I've got glue flying, ink flying. Let me close this ink up. I've got stuff everywhere. I have combed my hair today, and I have brushed my teeth because I had to go to therapy. I just want this to be wide enough that I think that's going to be good. Let's do this, and I'll try it before I glue our little tag down. Okay, so we would want it right here, and so you want to allow that same space at the bottom. You don't want to cut off of your, just like that. Now, Let me try it in the book first. Come on. We might have to get fussy. Got to take a little bit off. Are you shocked? I'm not. It takes a lot to shock me. Just saying. I like the way. This is another good example, guys, of how you can do different things with bags. It doesn't have to just be a bag, right? It's like a flag. Okay, so that fits. It's pretty tight. I'm going to take just a smidgen this time. If you ask me what a smidgen is, I will have to tell you I don't know. I do not know what a smidgen is. It's a little bit. A tiny little bit. Now, if I can get, okay, lovely. This, I just discovered this piece is crooked. So let me straighten it up. How did that happen? Okay, it's straight now. Don't ask me. I don't know. I don't know how that got crooked. But it did. It's because I'm hurrying so we can get everything done. And now that is not going to look very cool. Well, dang it. I have to cut another piece. I'm not going to be liking it very much. Yeah, see, it's... Okay. Oh, lady. Oh, lady. Let's see how much this is. This is almost 2.5. So, we're going to make sure everything is straight. I think I must have started off, yeah, I started off with, this piece of paper wasn't as straight as my eyes may have thought it was. Okay, let me get it over here now. Okay, let's see how that's going to look. Now, this will go in here. Yeah, that's perfect. So, we're going to glue this right here onto this other little tag. It's kind of like matting it. If you were matting a photograph, that's what we're doing. So, I'm going to get some scissors and cut this like we're matting it. Now, this top part is thinner than the sides. And I don't even care. You know what I mean? I do not care. I'll lay that right there. Get the crazy little thing and punch a hole. I guess I should wait and glue it first though, right? That's what we're going to do. So I'm going to ink this a little bit, guys, because it's not going to look right if we don't. It'll be kind of odd. Now, I bought a album kit from Button Farm. And this came out of the kit. I just saw it and I thought, that goes with my wallpaper. So, that is how this ended up. Here. Here to be used. Now, I'm not even trying to be neat, if you haven't noticed yet, because it's really okay. All right, now I'm going to get some glue. My husband wanted Kentucky Fried Chicken for supper. You know, it is a heart attack waiting to happen. But I said, okay. He gets in the mood for it every now and then. I do too, though. I mean, it's not good for you. Not good one little bit. sometimes you want to go back to the things that remind you of home. When you were a kid, my mother fried the best chicken. I don't know about you guys, but my mother was a great cook. And I mean, she could whip up anything. Of course, you know, she grew up real young when she was a little girl. She has, there's a total of 22 siblings, 22 counting her kids on in my mom's family. They lived in a 2-bedroom house on a hill. My grandfather raised cotton, and he also raised strawberries. So funny. I mean, there's hours of conversation right where all that goes, but we don't have time for that. And unfortunately, we got to move along. And out of all of them, I got to finish this part. Out of all of them, there was 20 girls, 2 boys. And the oldest boy, he passed from an accident, a boating accident, you know, many years when she was younger. But her oldest brother, as far as I know, is still alive and kicking. He's probably in a nursing home or something. So my mother has, I think, 5 out of all those 5 or 6 are still here. And, okay, so this tag looks so much better. Don't you agree? Yeah, it does. Now, over here, I'm going to do some journaling, as I said. I think I'm going to add one of these little tabs on here. And the reason is, why not? We've got several. Why not? Let's add a stripe. And I'm going to add it lower than the other one so it looks right whenever one side has polka dots and one side has, come on out of there. Come on, glue. This thing is almost stopped up. It stops itself up. If it would quit throwing a fit and coming out of the bottle, it would not have this problem. But you can't talk to the glue. Okay, here we go. Now this is going to seep out some probably. Let me see where the other one is kind of at the top. So let's move this one down here. Okay. Let's do it right here. Now, I just use a punch. And it works perfect. Okay, so let me make sure this is going to line up straight. I might add tabs to the whole book before it's all said and done. You just never know. Okay, so now everything that we just worked on was pretty time consuming. Let me see what, yeah, we've got 10 minutes. So let me see what we need to do here. We need a string, a red something, and I don't think there's any red in my fibers. No, but I've got some up here. Let me get my little thing of fibers down. Okay. See if we can come up with some red. I know we have red in here. I just got to find it. Right there it is. Now I'm hoping, see what I do. Can you tell what I do in here? I could put black. I'm going to do black. Ooh. I cut little pieces of cardboard, not heavy cardboard. And then I get my big what is it called? Skim? I don't know. Listen, I do not mess with anything that has to do with crocheting or any of that stuff. So I couldn't even tell you what they're called. But anyway, I'm going to put this black through here. I think that'll look nicer. And let me cut this. Whoa, my scissors. Gonna fall on my glass mat. I have this super cool glass mat my husband bought me. So my chair rolls real easy because I still have carpet in here. I need to get rid of that someday. But, you know, to do that, you got to move everything out of here. So my husband and I talked about it, and I said, we'll just leave that for the kids. Now, you know, you guys would do the same thing. No, I was joking, but anyway, it was funny. My husband and I both just cracked up. He's like, you're so crazy. And I'm like, I know. I mean, they're going to get a big inheritance. They might as well let them, you know, they'll get the house all ready. And as a matter of fact, my son and his wife's mother passed away a couple weeks ago, sadly, and was pretty unexpected. And anyway, so they're having to, you know, prepare the house for, you know, they're doing all the things that you do. This looks just wimpy. There's not much to it, is there? I should have put a couple, but that's all right. I'm not about to try to sew two on there. Do you know what I mean? Now, do we need to add anything else? Like, let's see. Oh, I wanted to put some ribbon or something right there, didn't I? Let me think. Let me think. Let me move this stuff out of the way. Put it over here, and I'll put it up in a minute. I think if I don't have any red in my little thing, but I have lace. So let's just see what that looks like. Now, I'm not trying to make this thing look perfect, you guys. So I'm perfectly fine with having lace on there. You know, just something to kind of cover it up a little bit. And yeah, just like that. There you go. Can't complain too much, right? This is vintage seam binding. That's what that is. I'm not kidding you. I hit the jackpot on getting a bunch of old seam binding. And I have just about every color. I'm so happy about that. Because, you know, you just don't, you can use it for so many things just to cover up stuff. Make this less noticeable, for instance. And if I wanted to, I could, you know, use bigger, not seam binding necessarily, but use some bigger lace or something. I know I've got red lace somewhere, but I'm not going to go hunt for it right now and leave you guys waiting. That would not be a good hostess. Now we know, got to think, is there anything else we want to do? I know, I can't remember. I'm going to cut this just a moment. And I've got the scissors that are so dull. Oh my word. These things. Okay. See if I can get this cut this direction. All right. Come off of there. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to kind of shake it. Get all these little eyelashes out of here. Now, I like having this doily here because I want getting some flowers right now. I want it right there because I like journaling around it. It's fun. If you haven't tried it, stick one in there and try it. I'm looking for red flowers, which, you know, out of all the flowers I have fussy cut, there's not that many red ones. I see something red. Let me see what this is. Ooh. There is a red. See what else we've got. We might have a red that actually looks better with, you know, there's another one. Let me see. I don't ever want to have to sit down and do this much fussy cutting again. Whew. Those aren't going to fit any place but here, I have a feeling. Okay, so I know this one's not going to be similar. We want it to be kind of like the same flower, right? We might have to add some black in there. Now, I'm going to take this little stem off. And then we can see, you know, they can go any direction we want. Then we have this one, which we can take the stem off too. Oh gosh, I wish you were here to help me make the decision, because I like them both, but I don't like either one completely. Does that make sense? Neither one of them make me crazy happy. Neither one of them do. This one is not as shiny, and I think it goes better with that. Now, I'm going to operate on it, just so you know. Got to do some operating. I'm going to separate them. Don't cringe. I'm going to separate them just like this. And the reason is the leaves, okay? Now, you will see, I'm going to also get that white off of there because it doesn't have white on the other side. When I'm done, I'm going to have the biggest mess. And I'm going to cut these flowers down. Now, see, you can operate on anything you have. You can make it what you want it to be. You probably could have turned this into a tulip. I don't think so. Now, see how much larger this is? So I'm going to go over. And I'm just going to cut it to kind of a point. And, yeah. And I think it'll look better if it doesn't just look like it has these giant leaves everywhere, you know. And in this situation, this is even a bigger situation because that one's half gone. So I'm just going to shape it to look like it's, you know, same with this one. Now, we know that's got to go, right? But we can hide it behind. If we decide we want to do that, we can hide it behind. Now, I'm going to get a white doily to put behind these flowers, because otherwise they're just going to disappear, right? And I don't have, listen, things start out one shape, and when I'm done, they're a whole different flower. And that could be because, you know, I'm just terrible at fussy cutting. So this one, I'm going to do like that. I think that kind of has a cute look. And then we'll add some more leaves. And we're going to do it like this. Now, let me get a white doily. Where are my white doilies? I think there should be some in with my stuff here. Yes, there is a white doily. Okay, now we're going to do the white doily, and then we'll get to see what the final look is here. Now, yeah, that's covering up a lot, but it's going to make a huge difference in how this looks. I'm just going to do the big stuff. This looks like the same doily, doesn't it? It has the same design. What's the odds of that? Okay, my husband is probably very ready for me to be in there with him. He's so supportive. He loves that I'm doing YouTube. He wants me to meet people and not be lonely, you know, because I don't have, you know, I don't have great health, and my daughter, you know, she's working. My sister's in Kansas City. My brother's not super healthy, but he lives across town. But, you know, he just likes that I hang out, even if it's on a video with other women. Okay, so I'm feeling this is pretty sticky, so we're going to have to let that dry too. I'll leave this open. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty pleased with how our flowers are turning out. Now, I'm going to get some... I'm going to try to find some more leaves that, you know, will work. I really think doing it like this, and maybe like, no, I had it like that, didn't I? You have to take into consideration one of them's going to get bent. Or we're going to have to do them like this. And I don't want to do that. I'll just bend this one and be happy with it. So we're just going to do it just like that. I might actually get to throw this glue in the trash after this video. I try not to toss everything, you know, any sooner than I have to. Now I'm going to let this, I'm going to bend it once, and then I'm going to let it dry before I before I close this book up, because I want to make sure it. All right, now we have our other flower. Come on. Okay. Gonna put this one right here, just to the right of where it would have needed to be folded. Okay, so I think we are gonna need to stop. And this time, I think I'm gonna stop too, because, you know, I did 2 videos back to back, and I'm pretty tired. Especially after that therapy today. Oh my word. You guys. Just about kill you in therapy when you're old. Now, mind you, I'm not that old. I'm just not healthy. I'm 63. I don't care if you know. Anyway, so this is our page. This is how it looks before you open it. And this is how it looks when you get the surprise inside. Kind of like getting a toy in your Cheerios. I'm wiping the lid off of this glue as we talk. So I am going to let you guys go. You're probably sick from this long video, but I hope you enjoyed this video. And I hope you learned something new. I mean, it wasn't difficult, but I like doing it. Anything with glue and scissors. All right, guys. See you next time. Subscribe if you haven't. And hit the like button if you could. Thanks.